What's up everyone, I'm Lewis and welcome to the show. Today we are finally checking out Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 might be the most anticipated game on PlayStation this year, and for good reason. The Uncharted series has been one of the most popular video game franchises in history. It's been nearly 10 years since we first got to take control of Nathan Drake, and it's been an incredible ride. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and with Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, that's exactly what we're expecting.
You have something I want, and you're going to give it to me.
Really? Well, I'm flattered, but I'm afraid I'm spoken for. If you'll excuse me.
Just a little disclosure, I'm going to try and keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but I can't guarantee anything, so tread lightly. So to start with, let's get the graphics out of the way, because these are the most beautiful graphics I've ever seen on PS4. The game world looks scarily realistic. From the way that the jungle rustles as you move past it and the footprints that you leave in the mud, to the snow falling off the cliffs and the way that the light rolls over the rocks. It's actually mind-blowing. I kept getting lost because I would spot a piece of this scenery or a piece of the environment and I would just have to look at it from every possible angle just because it looked so good. It even got to the point where I was calling people in, just being like, look at this rock, look at this piece of water, because I just couldn't believe it. So in my book, Uncharted 4 sets the bar even higher for new generation video game graphics. Now onto the gameplay.
Sam, get in the goddamn car! I'm faster! Stop arguing! Watch out!
In the past, I've found Uncharted to be a little bit tricky with the cover system. Uncharted 4, on the other hand, has properly fixed all those issues. It's now incredibly easy to get into cover, get out of cover, dive roll, shoot. Basically, everything that was wrong with the previous Uncharted games is now really tight and actually a lot of fun. For the first time in an Uncharted game, there's a grappling hook, which at first I thought was a bit gimmicky. But the more I used it, the more I wanted to incorporate it in the action sequences and multiplayer. It really changes up the dynamic and the way that you play Uncharted. So this is without a doubt the most playable and fluid Uncharted game to date. Now onto the storyline, which for me is the best part of Uncharted.
Looking for my little brother. It's about your height, a little bit leaner, definitely less gray in the temples.
Again, I'm just going to throw out a spoiler warning real quick, so don't say I didn't warn you. Uncharted 4's story, even though it's set after the events of Uncharted 3, kind of feels like a bit of a prequel, but more, in my opinion, it feels like a sort of Nathan Drake, this is your life type of thing. You get to see Nate when he was young, when he was old, and in between, as well as getting to see how his relationship with his brother Sam developed over the years. I particularly love the parts where I got to see young Nate and Sam working together as a team, as well as getting a backstory on the entire Drake family.
So what do you say? Nathan Drake?
The story also showcases a more mature, grown-up Nate who's given up the life of a treasure hunter.
The ship is ours. No permits means no go.
I actually found it a little bit heartbreaking, particularly the scene when you're in Nate's attic. The attic is full of trinkets and artifacts from the other Uncharted games, which is a nice nod to the series. It's clear that while Nate is happy having settled down with Elena and given up the treasure hunter lifestyle, that he still yearns for adventure. There's this one scene in particular where Nate is using a dart gun shooting targets that you can tell he's really missing the life. The relationship that Nate has developed with Elena over the previous games really comes into play here, and you can see the struggle that he has between loving Elena and loving his brother.
This is fortunate.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I've been locked up for the last 15 years, so it's all relative, I suppose.
Don't even think about not coming back.
I love you.
The crux of the story begins when Nate gets roped into a job by his brother, who he thought was dead. It's not exactly a new plot point, but I think it works for this story.
I saw you get shot.
Yes, you did. Right there.
As I said before, the story and the characters have always been my favorite part of Uncharted, so it's really easy to see the characters' motivation, particularly in wanting to save one another.
Why are you here, Victor?
Because somebody's got to keep an eye out for him.
The return of Sam sees Nate setting off on another adventure to find the gold that Henry Avery hid. Naughty Dog have done an amazing job and really researched their history here. I couldn't believe the attention to detail that Naughty Dog has gone to. It's just amazing. It also feels like a little bit of a history lesson, but in a good way.
Oh yeah, good catch.
Thank you.
That's all I can really say about the story without spoiling it. What I will say is that I think that everyone needs to play this game just for the story. While there might not be any twists or turns that are mind-blowing, it's still a great tale and an amazing end to Nate's story. It's been an amazing adventure playing as Nate, and I couldn't have asked for a better ending. Now onto multiplayer. Uncharted 4's multiplayer is surprisingly fun. To be honest, I didn't expect much from it, but I'm happy to say that I'm now hooked. It's nothing revolutionary or anything entirely new, but it is still a lot of fun. There's plenty of customization, plenty of maps, plenty of characters to play with, and the tight gunplay and controls from the single player mode come over to multiplayer. I've only had a chance to play on a handful of maps, which I guess is my only complaint because it does seem to favor these two maps that you always seem to end up on. But in terms of gameplay, it's a lot of fun and I have no complaints. Now that the servers are populated as well, I haven't had any trouble finding a game, which is a huge bonus. I'm looking forward to seeing what Naughty Dog adds in the future with the updates. To summarize, I think that Uncharted 4 is an incredible game and one that everyone should play. I would even go as far to say that if you don't have a PS4, you should consider picking one up just to play this game. This is the best Uncharted game to date with the best gameplay, best controls, multiplayer, and a fitting end to what is one of my favorite characters. I really can't think of anything bad to say about this game. It was an amazing experience and one that I'll cherish forever. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. But as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.